My name is Tanaka, Hiroshi Tanaka. I'm 58 years old. I live in Osaka, a city where people walk fast. And where I learned, without even noticing, to live fast, and I'm going to tell you something it took me decades to understand. Sometimes you don't lose someone on the day they die. You lose them, little by little. Every time you choose later. Do you know what this is? A bento. It's what we Japanese call a packed lunch. I found one a few days ago at the very back of my freezer. And I'm not telling you this to sound wise, I'm telling you because if you have a father, a mother, or a child, and you think I'll make it up someday, I want to spare you the kind of regret that doesn't go away, it just stays for a long time. I thought of myself as a good man. I worked my whole life. I paid the bills. I did what was expected of me. I was the kind of man who didn't cause trouble. Up early, crowded train, meetings, overtime no one asked for, but everyone did. And at the end of the day, when I got home, I had this strange feeling, like I had fulfilled a function, not a life. My mother, Sachiko, was still alive back then, and I always said I cared about her, and I did, in my way. I called to handle things. I sent money when she needed it. I showed up on important dates, but I almost never showed up. Without rushing, just because. My mother didn't ask for much. She wasn't dramatic. She didn't guilt-trip me. She did what many Japanese mothers do without even realizing it. She put love into small things. She would say, "Hiroshi, come, have dinner today." And I would answer, "I can't today, I'm tired," she would say. Then on the weekend. And I would answer, "This weekend is full, Mom." She would say, "It's okay," and I heard that as relief. Today I understand, that was polite sadness. My mother died in a year I don't even like remembering clearly. It wasn't beautiful, it wasn't a movie, it was real life, hospital, fast decisions, signatures, silence. I did everything right, I handled everything, funeral, documents, the apartment, bills. I was efficient, and for a while, I thought efficiency was a kind of love. As if love were closing everything properly. But there's a difference between caring for someone and managing someone. And I spent years managing. A few months later, I finally went to her old apartment to sort things out calmly. Calmly. Funny for me to say that, right? I opened cabinets, separated dishes, folded cloths, and then I opened the freezer, way in the back. There was something wrapped carefully. A bento, a simple one. Neat, everything in its place, and on top, a note taped down. Her handwriting, for when you don't have time. I stood there for a few seconds, because it felt like a joke. My mother, still treating me like I was running. Even after she was gone, I felt a short laugh rise and die in my throat. Because the truth hit all at once. She wrote that not because I was busy, she wrote it because I was always too busy for her. That bento wasn't food, it was a request. It was her saying, in her way, "I know you're going to say no, so I'll leave something ready to see if you'll stay." Love, sometimes, is that. Not a speech, not a lecture, a small attempt to create a moment. And I started remembering things I used to think didn't matter. She would ask, "Are you eating properly?" And I would answer, "I am." Without thinking, she would say, "I wanted to see you," and I would answer, "I'll drop by one of these days," as if one of these days were a real place, as if there were a secret calendar with infinite space. I went back to my home in Osaka with a box of her things, simple things. And in the middle, an old phone. I don't even know why I brought it. Maybe because throwing certain things away feels like erasing someone. I turned it on, the battery barely held, and there was an audio message saved. A voicemail she probably recorded for me and never sent. Or she sent it and I didn't listen. Or I listened in a hurry and forgot. I pressed play. Her voice came out low, with that ordinary, everyday tone. "New drama, Hiroshi. I don't want to get in your way. I know you work a lot, but I just wanted to have dinner with you. Call me." I sat there, staring at the wall, with the message playing again and again, because that sentence was small, and precisely because of that, it was huge. She didn't ask for a trip, she didn't ask for money, she asked for dinner, and I didn't give it. The cruelest guilt isn't the guilt of a mistake, it's the guilt of nothing. Because I can't point to one day and say, "This is where I ruined everything." It happened slowly, in dozens of "not today," in dozens of automatic replies, in the belief that being a good son meant making everything work. I worked, but I wasn't there. And then I thought of something that scared me. If my mother had to beg for a dinner, what were the people around me needing that I never saw? My son, Ren, lives in Nagoya, a Japanese metropolis. 27 years old, a grown man. And our relationship has always been good. No fighting, no yelling, no big trauma. That kind of relationship that feels sufficient. We talk about practical things. Are you okay? Working a lot? Did you pay the rent? Do you need anything? And I thought that was being a father. That night, I picked up the phone and called him. It rang and rang. Voicemail, I left a short message, like always, "Ren, call me when you can." And when I hung up, I realized something terrible. I was repeating with my son the same model I lived with my mother, the same love as logistics, the same one of these days. And suddenly, I saw the future. I saw myself in my 70s, alone, opening a freezer and finding something I didn't deserve to find. An attempt from him. And I couldn't bear that image. The next day, I went to the market early. I'm not good at cooking. I never have been. But I bought simple things: rice, eggs, a little fish, vegetables. I made it the best I could. It turned out honest, and I bought a bento box. I arranged everything inside, trying to make it look nice. Then I took a small piece of paper, and I wrote, in my own handwriting, trying to copy my mother's quiet courage, "For when you don't have time." I messaged Ren, but it wasn't one of these days. I wrote, "Ren, I'm coming to Nagoya on Saturday, not to fix anything, just to have dinner with you. Is that okay?" I stared at the screen, like I was waiting for a verdict, and when he replied, "Okay, Saturday," I felt something strange. It wasn't explosive joy, it was peace, like I had finally done one simple thing. At the right time. I learned late, but I learned. Sometimes we use responsibility as an excuse not to feel. We think love is not failing, but love doesn't die only from big failures. It dies from small, repeated absences. It dies when the other person becomes part of the routine and not part of life. And the most dangerous thing is this: we always believe we'll have time until we don't. So I want to ask you 3 questions. No rush. When was the last time you sat down to eat with your parents without watching the clock? When was the last time you were with your child or with someone you love without turning the moment into a checklist? And what is the small thing someone keeps offering you that you keep postponing? Because maybe it isn't small. Maybe it's exactly where love lives. If my story spoke to you, subscribe to the channel and comment below. What is your bento in the freezer? That simple gesture you still have time to accept. And if it's important, do it today. Don't leave it for tomorrow. Not for when you have time, because time doesn't spare you. See you in the next story.